the United States has issued a strong warning to Iran, signaling that the conflict could soon enter a decisive and a more intense phase. U.S. Defence Secretary Pete Hegseth has made it clear Iran must agree to a deal or face escalating military action. He warned that the coming days will be decisive, adding that the conflict will ultimately end on President Donald Trump's terms. Hegseth said that Trump doesn't bluff and does not hold back. He said Washington remains open to negotiations but cautioned that if Tehran refuses, the U.S. will continue its campaign with greater intensity.
The latest intel is clear out of CENTCOM. Our strikes are damaging the morale of the Iranian military, leading to widespread desertions, key personnel shortages, and causing frustrations amongst senior leaders. Just last night, we had 200 dynamic strikes alone. Dynamic strike is a strike where a pilot leaves and during their flight they get a new target set based on real-time intel given to them. A new launcher, a new location, a new troop formation. A dynamic target is one that changes while you're in the air because of improved intelligence. 200 dynamic strikes alone, in addition to the pre-planned targets. The video the president posted last night of Esfahan, an ammo depot struck by U.S. bombers. You see, you don't get to see many of those videos because, as a reminder, Iran has still shut off the internet to 99.9% of its population. But if Iran is wise, they will cut a deal. President Trump doesn't bluff and he does not back down. You can ask Khomeini about that. The new Iranian regime should know that by now. This new regime, because regime change has occurred, should be wiser than the last. President Trump will make a deal. He is willing. And the terms of the deal are known to them. If Iran is not willing, then the United States War Department will continue with even more intensity.
And on the military front, Hegseth highlighted a strategy built on unpredictability, refusing to rule out even a ground operation, while making it clear that any such move would not be publicly disclosed. He also pointed to ongoing strikes, including a recent attack on an ammunition facility in Isfahan, while asserting that U.S. forces are prepared to intercept continued Iranian missile launches. At the same time, he maintained that diplomatic talks are still active and gaining momentum.
As far as President Trump and boots on the ground, I don't understand why the base, which they have already, they understand, wouldn't have faith in his ability to execute on this. Look at his track record of pursuing peace through strength, America first outcomes. What he's simply saying, and it's exactly true, and I've said from this podium too, we're not going to foreclose any option. You can't fight and win a war if you tell your adversary what you are willing to do or what you are not willing to do, to include boots on the ground. Our adversary right now thinks there are 15 different ways we could come at them with boots on the ground. And guess what? There are. So if we needed to, we could execute those options on behalf of the President of the United States and this department. Or maybe we don't have to use them at all. Maybe negotiations work, or maybe there's a different approach. But the point is to be unpredictable in that. Certainly not let anybody know what you're willing to do or not do. But if anybody has internalized the lessons of Iraq and Afghanistan as the first one, President Trump, to call them out for what they are, he's not going to repeat those lessons. And I think I've been very clear about that from the podium.
Now, backing this aggressive posture, top U.S. General Dan Kane revealed the sheer scale of operations, stating that more than 11,000 targets have been struck in just the past 30 days, including key manufacturing hubs, storage facilities, and research centers. According to him, the campaign is aimed at crippling Iran's defense industrial base and limiting its ability to sustain or rebuild military capability.
Army and air defenders and aviators, as the Secretary talked about, remain vigilant, forming a shield to protect our forces and our partners, intercepting missiles and drones. Together, we continue to deliver precision strikes against key manufacturing nodes, component storage sites, research facilities deep within Iranian territory. And over the past 30 days, we've struck more than 11,000 targets. Given the increase in air superiority, we've successfully started to conduct the first overland B-52 missions, which allow us, as we've said before, to continue to get on top of the enemy and, as the Secretary talked about, switch towards more and more dynamic targets, servicing mobile targets around the battle space. We've continued to do the work against Iran's missile, drone, and naval production facilities.